Hey guys, this is Scott Pressler. I'm here at the South Dakota State Convention. I have a ticket, and they are saying that I can't come in. So we're going to find out very shortly why I am not being allowed as one of the biggest supporters of President Donald J. Trump.
I'm big on Facebook too, and I'm the asshole saying you can't come in because guess what? You're posting this little piss and moan session on Facebook. So you just get the hell out of here. Thank you.
You see how the grassroots are welcomed in Senate Majority Leader Thune's territory. Interesting, my friends. I don't think this is a good reflection of the South Dakota GOP. But I thank him for his honesty, though. What's your Matthew Bruner, Sergeant at Arms?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Apostate Radio, episode 65. I am, of course, your host, ILC, Isaiah L. Carter, coming to you from the beautiful suburbs of New York City, Westchester County. And it's so funny. I was actually telling my wife earlier that I absolutely enjoy living here in Westchester. It's been great. It's been quite a rewarding experience. After a decade of living in the boroughs of New York City, I came up to New York from Maryland, from Baltimore, and I have to say, after 10 years of living in the boroughs and now, living nearly a year, it's been a year almost, living here in New York City, living in Westchester, I have to admit it's been a very good time. I've enjoyed it very, very much. I'm very scraggly tonight. Very, very scraggly tonight. C. Wright, L2I, waiting for Black Westchester. Yes, he is on his way. We start at 8 p.m. The show, like my show, starts at 8 p.m. and we'll be getting he'll be joining us momentarily. Just wait. I sent him the StreamYard link to this studio. This is actually going to be Damon Jones's first time joining us. Just real quick, let me just get the business out the way here. If you want to follow me on X, Isaiah L. Carter, and my co-host, my brother Nino Sabio, who could not join us tonight. He might join us, but since we stopped doing shows on Sunday nights, this has become family time for him, and I don't want to take that away from him. But if he joins, he said he's going to try to make it, but of course we are familia primero here, so family first as always. We love you, Nino, and we'll see it because I'm trying to do a show for next week during the week, because I go back on my AM tour after next weekend. We won't be having a show on the 29th. Oh, I'm sorry, on the 30th. My wife and I are actually going to be out of town. We'll be getting back in around this time. So, and thank you. See, right, he subscribed. Thank you, sir or ma'am, for joining us, for subscribing to Apostate Radio. We really appreciate it. Doing a bit of a rebrand also. You've probably noticed. I'm just going to drop down here. switching some stuff up also on Rumble and all that good stuff. But yeah, so let me see. Our show page is still the same, Apostate Radio NY. Nothing has changed there. We're trying to get some more. Obviously, we're trying to grow our base here. Trying to do some, they trying to do some major things. And also, super chats on YouTube are now online, as are well, they're not called super chats on Rumble. I forget what they're called over there, but you can support the show directly. We are currently on a good pace. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers to the Apostate Radio YouTube channel, as well as the Rumble channel as well. Just trying to make our way in the world. Where we've been doing very good. We're up to now our 65th episode, and yeah, that's what we're doing here. So also Apostate Radio merch. We gotta upgrade the merchandise now that we're doing a brand identity. This is the first time I've actually ever done this. We all of our merchandise is done through my brother Joshua's site, realtimeinc.com/collections/apostate-radio. Please make sure you support my brother and his wife's wonderful business. Really appreciate it if you could do so. So we were going to have two people on the show tonight. We're going to have Lattina Brown, who is everyone's favorite community advocate. She's a friend of mine, a friend of the show. She was going to talk to us about an issue. We'll still talk about this issue, but she said she had a bit of a family emergency, and I found out about that a little bit late. So she will not be joining us, but Damon Jones will be joining us momentarily, and we're going to talk about like the reason I played that particular video from a couple of months ago, and shout to Scott Presler, who's one of few guys who are actually trying to make things happen with the conservative movement. Because I'm just going to be honest with you, I have, when it comes to areas, when it comes to Republicans, when it comes to the right trying to make inroads into places that are typically Democrat strongholds, Republicans do an absolutely horrible job of outreach. They do. And unfortunately, and like the thing that's happened of late is that the only Republican who's actually done things to reach out to Black folk where they are is Donald Trump. It's Trump. And it's so crazy because, Trump is the great Satan in the hood. He's the great Satan in the hood. And I want to bring on our guest this evening, my neighbor of sorts. He is the founder and publisher of Black Westchester magazine. I've actually been on this brother's show several months ago, and it was an absolute blast. Had a great time. And now the table, and now how the turntables, sir.
What's happening?
Mr. Jones.
Am I echoing? You hear me all right?
I hear you fine, brother.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I hear you fine. Yes,
sure.
sir. The publisher of Black Westchester magazine.
Yes.
My wife was actually quite surprised. She was like, "Oh, we have a Black Westchester magazine now." I'm like, "You done made it, bro."
Yeah. We're celebrating our 15 year anniversary.
15 years. You've been around for 15 years?
Absolutely, man.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
absolutely. We started off as a website, and people was like, "Why would you?" No, we started as a website, and then maybe 2 years later, we started going to print once a month, and we've been doing that.
So you do print also?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. The biggest readers are senior citizens. We drop them off in the senior citizen buildings, and they love it. Because older people read, younger people they want the website, they want all that, but we actually put it in print. We found a lot of people want to read it, so we drop them off at the senior citizen buildings, and we drop them off at the churches throughout Westchester County, which I call the Chitlin Circuit. God bless my mother. She wrote down every Black church that was in Westchester.
Oh wow.
And that's where we hit. We will drop like a bundle off at every church.
Wow. God bless. If you don't mind me asking, is your mother still with us?
No, she's not. But she gave us the understanding of where to go with the paper. And that's why I called it the Chitlin Circuit, right? Because she wrote down, she sat and she's like, you know what? Let me write y'all this list. And she literally wrote down every church from Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, all the way up to Peekskill, every church. Like she knew. She was an Eastern Star, so she knew all the churches, and she was in that circle. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
In that point, my mother, like, she wanted to see us succeed with the paper, because she thought it was definitely needed. And she's proud, and she's proud of her son.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. If you could, because there's a tradition I have on this show here, which is for all of our first time yes, on the show. I'm gonna give you about a minute or two to introduce yourself properly to my audience. Let the people know who you are, what Black Westchester is all about, the public, everything.
Okay.
Let the people know let them know who you are. The
Okay.
floor is yours, brother.
Okay. Peace and blessings, everybody. I'm glad to come on and hang out with my brother Isaiah. So my name is Damon Jones. I am the publisher, co-founder of Black Westchester magazine. I am also a retired correction officer from Westchester County Department of Corrections of 33 years. I'm married. My wife is a detective in Mount Vernon, and she's also the business owner of Cupcake Cutie Boutique. I gotta throw that in there because she'll kill me. Cupcake Cutie Boutique in Mount Vernon. They do cakes and pastries and all that good stuff and cupcakes. And we've been doing Black Westchester for now 15 years. I'm also a local activist. I've been known in the political arena to fight for police oversight, especially police oversight, but also building the Black community. So I am humbled to come on and have discussions about social issues and politics with my brother Isaiah. And I hope y'all keep supporting this brother because he's doing good work.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that, brother. I really do. So what should we talk about first? Because we got a lot to get to.
Let me tell you, I'm full, man, because I just did the show, right? And AJ and Larnez wasn't even there, right? So it allowed me to rant for about an hour. But here's the thing. So Isaiah, you was talking about what's going on right now is very important because we have 8 candidates running for governor. The first time, 8 black candidates, the first time in history, right? 5 are Democrats, 3 are Republicans. My thing is, shouldn't we celebrate them all as black people?
Okay.
Right?
I'm listening.
Right?
I want to hear your take on this because
because now here's my thing. I watch people call people that are Republicans coons, right? But my whole thing is I'm an independent, so I look at the situation differently.
Right.
And my whole thing is who's cooning who? Because if you're gonna call a black Republican a coon, shouldn't you look at yourself being a coon because you belong to a party you ain't got no power neither?
So I'm gonna
I wanted to throw out there for you.
I'm with you. And I'm gonna say this, and this is I am somebody who was on both sides of the political aisle.
Me too.
Okay. I was on both sides. I was a Democrat for many years, and I was and now I am a conservative that I don't even know how to describe myself these days.
Right.
Because the one thing I am above anything else is I am a constitutionalist.
Okay.
I believe in the sanctity of our union, of the United States of America. I believe in the sanctity of the Constitution, so much so that I swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States when I went into military service.
Exactly.
I'm former Army. My dad is former Army. I have like one of my brothers, in fact, the brother who runs Real Time Inc. He is a former Marine. Right?
I'm a former Marine.
Okay, hoorah! You're a former Marine. So I swore an oath. We swore an oath to protect and defend this nation, to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. I cannot defend black people anymore that run and participate in the Democrat Party machine. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I'm gonna tell you why. For one, that's all black folk know how to do.
Exactly.
That's all black folk know how to do.
Exactly.
Can I turn up the audio level? Am I too low? How about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
No. That's somebody in the chat's asking if I can turn up the audio level.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if he can hear me. Or were they being facetious? I don't know. Listen, you know how okay, better. Oh, thank you. Young Black Scholar said, matter of fact, let me read his comment. He said, that's a good thing to me. It means we have a serious chance to no longer be viewed as a political monolith.
Exactly.
Taken for granted by one party. I hear you.
Exactly.
I hear you. But here's the thing. Blacks don't want, and I'm saying this as someone, again, been on both sides.
Right.
Regular working class black, this is changing now amongst black men, but when it comes to black women and gay black men, they're not leaving the plantation.
No.
They're not leaving the plantation.
No.
Okay. Having listened to the because the one thing that I respect anybody who serves, well, almost anybody who serves, who runs for public office. Okay. The Democrat Party many, many years ago decided that they were finished with blacks. They're done with us. Okay. I think I knew that blacks were done. I knew that Democrats were done with blacks once they started bringing in these illegal immigrants from the third world. When they started
Absolutely.
bringing them in,
Absolutely.
when they started bussing and trucking these people in into New York City. When they started bringing them into places like Chicago. When they started just bringing all these people in, you ain't never, all sorts of shades of skin color you ain't never seen before in the hood, and then all of a sudden overnight you went from a black American / West Indian neighborhood to now you have Africans that were just dropped in there 6 months ago.
Exactly.
You got Indians and Pakistanis coming from like what? You got Chinese people. You got Chinese groups, people just that just came in. I think I told the story when I was on your show, where I lived in Brownsville, Brooklyn. I was in Brownsville for 5 years. I live in close proximity to about 3 or 4 homeless shelters. All the veterans, all the black women and their kids were thrown out of these shelters. And they were bringing in all these illegals, all these Spanish illegals. They were bringing them in because they had taken them down to Floyd Bennett Field. Floyd Bennett Field, I believe, is in Hakeem Jeffries' district, if I remember correctly. So we could talk about selling out another day, but the thing about it is black folk will still vote and support Democrats because they have been programmed to believe that the worst Democrat is still better than the best Republican.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think about
that? I totally agree. I totally agree. And I'm an independent, so I don't even look. I look at it from being look. I was a Democrat. What they call them people, man, district leader in Mount Vernon, and I was also the chair of the Mount Vernon Independence Party for Mount Vernon under the Independence Party when Dr. Cavallo was the chair of the Westchester Independence Party, and I was underneath him, and we ran one candidate, and we almost won, and that would have been an accomplishment to run an independent candidate in a Democratic stronghold, and for at that time, the primaries was, I think, in June. Yeah, the primaries was in June. So basically we had like 2 months, 2 to 3 months to run an independent candidate because on a smaller party line, that's all she had. And we literally almost won. We had the highest votes ever in Westchester County for a third party candidate. And that scared everybody, especially in Mount Vernon. Now, I think black people need to have a wake-up call, and I've said it on my show, and I've said it many times. I feel that God is behind a lot of shaking up that's going on.
Oh yeah.
I really feel that, brother. And we are now into the point where there's a shift going on. Now, I know you talking about Republicans, do they want to win the hood? No, they're scared as hell to talk to black people. How many times? I mean, I can put fingers and toes and your fingers and toes. How many times I sent emails to the Republican Party, state Republican Party? Y'all need to come on Black Westchester and talk to black people. You know what I'm saying? Now, they don't want to talk to black people. Now, Trump, if they ran the same playbook as Trump ran, they could win New York.
Of course they could. If
But
Bruce Blakeman did that, he could win New York.
Exactly.
But we're gonna talk about that in a second. We're gonna talk about that in a second because I'm gonna say this right now. The way the local GOP has been operating, particularly with our mutual friend, and all the stuff that's been happening with that. I'm gonna tell you right now, Blakeman don't want to win the hood. He's not interested in winning the hood. And to be honest with you, I really don't think that Bruce Blakeman is serious at all about winning the seat. The governor's he's not serious about going to Albany.
No, the Republican, right? But the Republican Party isn't either. No. Right. The Westchester Republican Party, I mean, they're operating on the old standards. As long as we're able to get some people jobs, right, we're good. Now think about this. Look at the lady that they ran. Now, Ken Jenkins, that's my man, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Democrats I've known most of my life, and Ken Jenkins is my man. I've known him most of my life, a large brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
But look at the person that they ran against Ken, the Republicans. How many times? And when I met her, I said, "You look familiar," and she said, "Yeah, I was over at the Board of Elections, and whatever I was filling out something. I was putting a complaint on somebody, and the Republican head and the Democratic head, they both had to sign, right?" Mm-hmm. So the Republican head wasn't in, so the vice head came in, and I'm looking at her and I said, "Wow, you look familiar." And she said, "Yeah, I ran for county exec." I said, "Wait a minute, you lost 3 times." I said, "I know you're not going to run again, are you?" You lost 3 times. So they didn't even put up a viable candidate against Lattimore or Kent. They put the same woman up. See, this is the games that they play. And I'm telling you, Westchester, when I got my job in the 90s in corrections, we were told, I became a union dog.
Mm-hmm.
We were told, switch your voter registration to Republican.
Really?
Yeah, because those were the people that was in power.
Okay.
Right? Those were the people who was in power. Westchester is a conservative county.
It is.
It ain't progressive. It ain't DSA. It ain't none of that. It's a conservative county.
They're making inroads. They're making inroads. I will say that DSA here in New Rochelle, they're making inroads.
Well, New Rochelle is going to be the first to fall. I know that the powers that be ain't having that DSA, right? New Rochelle will be probably the one to fall. Mount Vernon's not going to have it, and I'm telling you, Yonkers ain't having it. Yonkers is not having it.
I'm interested. Okay, go on. I'm listening. You're saying okay, yeah, please, because you're plugged into this a little bit more than I am. Because I just got here. Right. I just got here.
No, New Rochelle will fall. I think New Rochelle will fall to the DSA.
Why do you say that?
Because the people that got in power, like a lot of the people are the Jamal Bowman supporters and all that other stuff, and they still mess with Jamal. I don't mess with Jamal, right? Because I don't mess with no DSA. And I was asked to come on board. I'm like, I'm not getting down with that.
I can't. Listen, I already said I can't be in the same room with that motherfucker. I can't be in the same room with Jamal Bowman.
Listen, I messed up a lot of political friendships.
I would catch a charge.
I messed up a lot of political friendships supporting Jamal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I went at Lattimore hard, but I went at Lattimore when he ran against Jamal because of because what I felt what AIPAC was doing and what was going on over in Palestine, right? Now, and me and Lattimore did good things for me when he was county exec. Like he helped a guy that they mistakenly took his health care for 5 years. He helped him get his health care back. You understand?
Is this the one I know about?
No, this is another one. This is from Westchester County. They messed up, and you know what's crazy? The same lawyers for this correction officer is the same lawyers that messed up the dude in Mount Vernon, right? So, but Lattimore, when he got in, he heard the story, and when he got in, him and King Jenkins was the deputy county exec. They made it happen. They got this guy's health care back. You know what I'm saying? Which should never have happened. You understand? But they saw the problem, they saw the mess up, right? And they fixed it, right? But you know, it was work, but they did it. So, and you know, Lattimore fixing Memorial Field after the whole corruption and craziness going on, he did Mount Vernon a justice, right? Which at that time, Damon Marr, who was the county legislator at that time, he wasn't upset that the county was doing it, but the accountability, because the Westchester taxpayers had to pay another $10 million on top of the $10 million that they gave Mount Vernon to fix the field.
Jeez.
Right. So I tell people in Mount Vernon, they said, well, King Jenkins ain't never do nothing. I said, bro, you wouldn't have that field. It would have still been looking like the land of the lost.
And shout to Westchester SC, Westchester Soccer Club. They play on that field. That's their home stadium.
Okay, great, wonderful.
Yeah.
What you know, wonderful. So I mean, and Jamal, you know, I really had to just sit down with George, man, and you know, because it wasn't like I like George. I didn't like the AIPAC thing, right? I didn't like his connection to AIPAC, you know. But to me, DSA is more dangerous to black people than AIPAC is.
They are, but I want to hear your perspective on that. Why do you think that is? Because I have my own theories about it, and I'll share them afterwards. But I want to hear from you why you think the DSA are more dangerous for blacks than anybody else.
Because they want to seize the means of production. They want to seize our homes. See, black people, we need policies to build generational wealth.
Yes, indeed.
And the first door to generational wealth is home ownership.
That's right.
They don't want us to have homes. They don't want us to own property, right? Private property builds generational wealth, whether it's owning a business, owning stock, owning real estate,
owning cars,
right? That's ownership. The Democratic Socialists, they don't want ownership.
No,
so how is that advantage for Black Americans, for Black people who are trying to build generational wealth through these means of production? We can't. Those policies are not for us. And Jamal is out here advocating these policies. Even Medicare for all is a sham. It's a Ponzi scheme. Because Black people are already in the system. So if you do Medicare for all, guess who gets pushed in the system? The migrants, the immigrants. They benefit from it. We don't benefit. We're already in the system. The system might not be perfect, but we're in the system.
Correct. And that's the thing. And that's the thing that drives me insane. about, because I've seen black, I've seen people like Sonia Sohn, who used to play Shakima Griggs on The Wire. Like I see this woman going in like, yeah, girl, I'm a Democratic Socialist. I was a Bernie guy, and I want, and I'm gonna get like, we gonna get the we gonna put a foot in the Democrats' ass because I'm a Democratic Socialist. And I'm like, you have no idea what these fucking communists want to do to black people.
Exactly.
You have no, ladies and gentlemen, all my brothers and sisters, listen to me very, very carefully, black people. The Democratic Socialists of America, you think Democrats are using you?
Exactly.
Exactly. You think Democrats are the one? You think the Democrat Party is out here using you for as mules for whatever their agenda is? Go look at how few black people actually go to these fucking DSA meetings.
Exactly. We less than 4%. How does Jamal Bowman go for black power to down with an organization that's only 4% black?
But yet a bitch ass nigga, that's why.
Right. But yet the but a black Republican is a coon. No, you the coon.
Exactly. He out there. Listen, them vegan butter biscuits are pretty good. That's all I'm gonna say. Motherfucker. I can't stand Jamal Bowman. I can't stand that bro. I can't stand that fire alarm pulling bitch to save my fucking life. I can't stand Jamal Bowman. I know you know him, and I get it. And you might still have a
listen. I don't mess with him. I don't mess with Jamal anymore.
Okay.
No.
All right, fine. Then guess what? I'm just gonna let it spray. Fuck that dude, bro. Fuck him. Okay, and fuck the way he left. Cause see, my wife grew up in Wakefield. And I drove past that school, that charter school he allegedly fucking ran. Okay, kids can't read in the public schools, and the kids damn sure couldn't read in that charter school he was the head of. Okay. Jamal Bowman is a bitch. Jamal Bowman is somebody. Jamal Bowman is a guy. And I'm telling you, if there's one thing that I hate worse than a criminal, it's somebody who aids and abets detrimental shit that goes on in the black community. Okay, I don't care if it's a drug deal on the corner, or a Democrat politician, or a socialist who pretends to be a Democrat whilst using all their resources to advance his own agenda.
Okay? No, and you're absolutely right. And that's why I had to say what I had to say to George, because, dude, if I would have known, I would just stay quiet.
But see, here's my thing. But let me get to this, right? AIPAC and Palestine. That's the other thing. AIPAC and Palestine and all of the bulls, that don't have nothing to do with us.
No. You know what? You're absolutely right. I got caught up. I got caught up, but then I realized it, and I'm going to tell you how I realized it. When we was having things about black children being shot at and killed in black communities, the Palestinian activists wasn't there for us.
They say shit. Of course they wouldn't.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, you know what? I got something for that. I got something I want to share with you regarding that. And matter of fact, let me just bring it up right now, because this struck me when I read this. It hit hard, brother. Give me hold on. Let me. Ooh, nah. Because it's my boy Reza Chaudhry,
right,
wrote this. Okay, and I'm gonna share it. And I'm gonna share it right here. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it because I think it's very, very, very important. Okay. On January 9th, 2022, Crystal Bayron Nevis, 19, was shot to death while working as a cashier at Burger King in New York. Elected officials quickly showed up. There were vigils, speeches, cameras, promises to stop the violence. Last night, because this was written actually earlier this afternoon. Last night, a 44-year-old restaurant worker was shot in the head and killed while working the overnight shift. Another worker shot dead on the job. Silence from our elected officials. 4 years ago, a restaurant worker being murdered was shocking enough to bring politicians running to the scene. Now it's apparently so routine it barely warrants an acknowledgement.
Exactly. But let it be something with a migrant. That,
fuck the migrants.
But these same politicians will run for the migrant, but they're not running for this.
They would, but I'm gonna show you something else. This right here is gonna make your blood boil, Dame. This right here. Reza, I wrote a quote. This is my quote to it. Right now, and you can check their X accounts. Right now, transportation alternatives, Streets Blog, and other urbanists are currently crying about 4 hit-and-run deaths of their most protected class, cyclists. They don't actually care about these people, of course. They're just happy to have so many bodies of irresponsible retards stack up in such a short amount of time.
Wow.
So they can use their deaths to further the agenda of destroying private property and individual movement throughout New York City. The more deaths, the better for these assholes, so long as nobody drives in New York City anymore and everyone's locked in their 15-minute zones unless their social credit score is high enough. And that's what that's what they're going for.
New York City is done. Like it's done. And they keep up with this DSA stuff. It's going to be the Dallas Stock Exchange. They're already building it, and the mayor's already talked about it. And if you notice, all these firms are moving their financial offices out of New York.
Yes, they
are.
Out of
New York. New York is going to be finished. And when they put that Dallas Stock Exchange online, they're not going to. New York will not be the financial capital of the world anymore.
But they don't want that.
No,
they don't.
They don't want that. But see, this is the thing that we don't understand. It's all going to fall on the small homeowners, the little black and brown homeowners throughout the 5 boroughs. All that tax money that's going to leave is going to fall on the homeowners.
Yep. So, Young Black Scholars Music has been quite active in the chat. He said, the moment we got serious about delineation and generational wealth, here come the socialists.
Exactly.
The rich, bro, first off, socialism is the means by which communism is allegedly achieved. Okay. I'm going to talk about Gustavo Gordillo in a minute. I know you heard about that one.
No.
I'm going to talk about him in a second. And then he says, so now we want socialists to assign our housing and what kind of jobs we have.
That's right.
Hey, brother. Hey,
that's right.
From each according to their ability, to each according to their need. You don't get to own anything. You don't get to drive. You don't get to move. Everything, the way these communists operate is this. Everything within the state, nothing outside the state, nothing opposes the state. That was Mussolini.
That's right.
Okay, I'm telling y'all right now, these Democrats, these Democratic Socialists of America, they want complete control. And guess what? The second any of you niggas get out of line, is when they're gonna put you back on. You thought, listen, George Fitzhugh in 1851 said that the Southern farm was the quote beau ideal of communism. They ain't got shit on a gulag. A Chinese or Russian gulag, they ain't got nothing on them. And these people are fucking Maoists. You best, but you understand where I'm coming from, black people.
You better wake up. Black people better wake up. And they're gonna have to make and they're gonna have to make the hard choices. You know, they're gonna have to make. Listen, I'm not telling nobody who to vote for. I'm just saying, there's the old saying, right? There's no such thing as permanent friends or permanent enemies. There's only permanent interests. What are black people's interests? Vote your interests. Look at the sister down there in Florida who won, Democratic Socialists. Then she's on TV talking about she sees nothing wrong with bringing children to drag queen shows. Are you serious?
We're gonna talk. Yeah, I want to talk about that.
Are you serious? And this is what black people is voting for? This is what we're voting for?
Listen.
Because it has a Democrat. See, we've been so mind fucked about the Democratic Party is not the black party.
Nope.
It's not the black party.
Never has been, never will be. And I encourage everybody real quick, black people, read George Fitzhugh's Sociology and the South, or The Death of a Free Society. Okay? Please read that. Listen, if you want a copy of it, DM me. I'll put it in. Matter of fact, I'll put the link in the chat. I'll put the link in the chat. Because let me tell you, Democrats are the original plantationists. The Civil War, the Civil War, the Democrats were the ones who were fighting, who were fighting on behalf of slaves, on behalf of the slave owners.
That's right.
They were fighting on behalf of the plantation.
That's right. Even reparations was a Republican idea.
Yep.
They were Republicans who fought for reparations. It wasn't no damn Democrats. And the sad thing about it, black Republicans don't even know that.
Exactly.
Black Republicans, I'm like, dude, reparations for black people was a Republican idea. It wasn't Democrats. It wasn't the woke.
Nope.
It was Republicans.
It's funny you mentioned that, because see, is this guy right here? I want to actually share this with you. Republicans turned their backs on freedmen. They did. They did.
They did.
And then traitors, and Bobby B 2975 says traitors and foreigners. Those are the only people running this country. You right about that? Young Black Scholar says that my company left New York City. I work from home now. I'm getting out of here. Where you going, brother? Because
hey, man, good luck.
And good luck to you. Now, listen, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
Exactly.
And look, I've been the job I've had. I've been working down here. I've been working like 11 years. And if things go, I'm gonna say this because I've been thinking about this too. If things go the way I think they're gonna go, I tell you right now, I might have to plot my exit strategy too.
Hey, listen,
because here's the thing, because I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you think because matter of fact, I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. I don't want to get off track. Let me share this with you. Mariama James, who wrote this earlier today. Last night. She writes the fact, and this is going to dovetail into what I want to talk to you about in this particular case. The fact that a black man has the potential to be the next governor of Florida, the first black governor ever in the history of the state of Florida, and black people are unmoved, uninspired, and uninterested, not only proves our Dem party loyalty, but that there is zero truth to accusations of practicing identity politics. And
No.
of course you got this buck broken. You got this buck broken Andy with all his letters and everything behind him.
Yeah, right.
Right. This motherfucker looked like he changed his foot, right? But this guy, we got something to say, and it's always these types, always these professional class blacks who's it such a horrible take. Dems have nothing to do with the fact that Byron Danielson ain't no Byron Daniel, there's Byron Donalds, you bitch ass nigga. But Brian Danielson, he completely destroyed that man's name.
Wow.
You disrespectful. I don't identify with someone who aids the destruction of our communities, no matter the skin color. And James responds, black people are the most loyal Democrats. That's a fact. And contrary to the allegations, we don't do the identity politics thing. But look, he goes, tell me what the GOP done to earn. Is this nigga even real?
Yeah,
you gotta check these days. But he does ask a valid question here. Tell me what has the GOP done to earn the vote of black Americans? I have the receipts of what Dems have done. Really? You do? What are they? Besides keeping everybody in bondage while your punk ass keeps riding around in whatever nice car you got. Oh, you know what? He a doctor too.
Yeah.
That guy's a doctor. So you know what? I bet you he eating real good off that Medicare and that Medicaid or all that. So as long as he keep getting fat off of government money, off of federal funds, I guess he's doing all right now, ain't he?
That's what they do.
Right, but he does ask a valid question, right? Because this is going to dovetail. Like, let's talk about Florida for a minute.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Florida, because Florida is a very interesting case. And first off, the man's name, you disrespectful motherfucker, is Byron Donald. Byron Donald. Because ain't nobody out here calling you. We could call you Vonda Galbraith or some shit. Disrespectful for no reason, man. Byron Donalds, who up until last week I didn't know he was of Jamaican descent.
Yeah.
Byron Donalds won the Republican nomination for governor of the great state of Florida. Shout to Byron Donalds, who I personally believe will make a fantastic president one day.
Oh yeah. He's going to be president. He's going to be president.
2032 or 2036.
Yeah. He's going to be president.
But what I was going to say about what I wanted to ask you is, because there was a lot of races going. He said there's eight black candidates for governor, and I know one of them is Wes Moore in the state of Maryland, my home state. And I honestly hope I hope he loses.
I hope he loses too. I hope he loses. You know, just the fact that you're the first black governor, and the state legislators passed a bill to study Maryland's role in slavery and chattel slavery, just to study it, not to cut a check, Like, hey man, let's just study it, huh? Right, right. And let's give her apology. And this Negro vetoed it, said we're past that. How are we past finding out the facts?
First off, let me tell you something.
Well, they passed it. They overrid his veto.
Oh, well, then there we go. But please understand, there are three reasons. One, No Democrat is serious about reparations.
No, they're not.
None of them are serious. Democrats are not serious about reparations. They certainly aren't serious about they're not serious about what's the other thing I was thinking about? They're not serious about any black person. Here's what the Democrat Party is serious about: gay shit and illegal aliens. Gay shit and illegal aliens.
You ain't never lied.
Because think about it, the only way that the Democrat Party machine platforms black men is if they are either gay or dead. And I've been saying this. I've been saying this for years.
That's why I said New Rochelle will fall first.
We're gonna have to talk off air about that because
listen. That's why I said that, and it's unfortunate because the Democratic Party will just be left with gays, illegals, and Muslims and manly and manly
Muslims are unalive, all of them, and then they'll be left with just the Muslims
and manly black women.
And manly black women, unemployed manly black women. Because if you listen to this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably going to be the show where I call more bitch ass niggas than I ever have throughout my time, in Apostate radio, because this bitch ass nigga. Jamal Bryant, he said recently that the reason why he can't get no more money, and why his pockets are kind of light, is because DEI. The black women, the black women they're losing their jobs in DEI. They're not bringing in their tithes and their offerings, and black women must be employed. Black people must fight for diversity, equity, and inclusion if we are ever to have a success in our communities. And let me tell you something.
He said that?
Yes, he did. Want me to find a clip?
Oh, God.
Want me to find a clip? Hold on. I'll find it right now.
I know he didn't say that, brother.
Yeah, he said that. I'm looking for it, bro. Just give me a second.
First of all, while you're looking.
Yes, sir.
If you look at all the statistics, black people never benefited from DEI.
Hell no.
White women did. Different articles was written on it. Even Black Enterprise wrote an article. Like, if you can't believe nobody else, believe Black Enterprise. They broke it down that we did not benefit from that. It was white women was the majority benefits of DEI programs, even affirmative action, because they are legally classified as a minority. So when you get these laws that's supposed to be for equality, when you see minority in it, guess what's going to happen? The white woman's going to get it.
Calling for. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Now, this Negro is sitting here talking about because black women are losing their jobs because of DEI is literally false. It's literally false. There's a lot of job loss because the government cut a lot of jobs. So see, we got to understand as black people, the biggest joke on if you watch, and most of us watch, I'm going to get you sucker. When they went, and this is the truth, when they went to rally in front of the government and they said, what happened? They gave us all jobs. They all got jobs, right? That's what it was. But like I said, Pharaoh has let us go. Yep. They came and they chopped all that up.
And I just found it. I told you I was.
Yo, this is
See,
crazy.
the problem, ladies and gentlemen, is that people keep think I'm joking around, and I say just whatever, that I just sound crazy. I remember I had a conversation with a friend of mine, with a coworker of mine, and because he's like, well, I don't understand why you said it. I said, listen, you can say whatever I want. You can say whatever you want about me. You can talk about how you can say how crazy I am. You can talk about how crazy I sound. But guess what? One thing you will never ever hear is a lie out of my mouth. Here's something, or at least in this regard. Because if we playing poker, I'm gonna lie my ass off. I'm not even gonna lie. Because you gotta lie in poker. You have to.
Right.
Yeah. So I told you. Here this fool go, Jamal Bryant, talking about why black women can't get this him right here. Let's shout to April Chapman for posting this.
The average black church giving in America is down by 12 to 14%. Nobody's talking about it. Giving and stewardship and tithes is down in the average black church from 12 to 14%. You want to know why? In part, because almost 400,000 black women have lost their jobs in the erasure of DEI and Trump administration blatant fear of brilliant and beautiful black women. They are always attacked. They're always vilified. They're always targeted. And they're always resilient.
This short that Jamal Bryant puts out.
Because that's what it is. That's always the short. That's always the short answer. Like, Dame, how great could life be if that's your only answer to everything? It's just racism. That's your only answer to everything is racism and white supremacy and so because black the tithing in the black church is down 12 to 40%.
I can't believe
because Trump done fired all the black women.
Oh,
that's basically what he said.
I can't believe he said that.
I can.
Listen, we are some of these pastors are horrible, and they're just taking advantage. They're taking advantage of the emotional state of black women.
Dame Jamal Bryant's one of the worst.
And you know what's crazy?
Do you know about him?
Yeah, man. That's like my pastor's kind of like son-in-law, right?
Go on.
Yeah. Because his wife, my pastor's R.C. Blake's.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
His spiritual daughter is Jamal's wife. Right. So
do tell.
I just said, dude, one thing about RC does not get into politics, right? That's not his, he keeps it. He says, brother, I just watch you. I'm not saying none of that stuff. I just watch you, brother. I'm not getting he said, brother, I'm not getting into all that.
You know what? Shout, brother pastor, I appreciate your honesty, sir. I do. Right. I appreciate your honesty.
He said, I just watch you, man. He said, I just watch you. He said, I'm not liking it. I'm just watching. I'm watching, right? He lets me know he's watching, right? But we have to, I don't know, with the spirituality and faith, a lot of black pastors have done the black community a tremendous disservice.
Yes, they have.
They have. And you wouldn't be worried about black women. I know people that go to his church in Atlanta. You wouldn't be worried about black women if you was preaching and teaching the kind of faith that will attract black men.
Bingo.
I'm going to say that again for people that ain't listening. They wouldn't be worried about the women if they was teaching the type of faith that will attract black men. Because see, what the trick is, they're having black women, and there's a lot of single black. My wife's friends go to his church in Atlanta, right? There's a lot of single black women. So what these pastors are doing is teaching these black women to love them in place of Jesus.
Yes, they are. Oh, and
the
worst. He's the worst offender in that.
But they're not teaching black men to be the Jesus that black women can follow and love.
Oh yeah. Look. Jamal doesn't want men in there that'll pull his coat. You damn right.
Exactly.
Damn right. Because listen, because see, here's the thing. I have a connection.
Right.
See, remember Jamal Bryant's first church, Club Empowerment Temple.
What's that? That was in Maryland, right?
Baltimore.
West
Baltimore. Yep. Yeah, West Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
He got ran out of that church.
Yeah, I know.
Because the nigga couldn't keep his dick in his pants.
Yeah, I know. He
kept fucking all the deacons or something like that. He got all the deaconesses, rather. Okay. And well, maybe he did fuck some deacons. I don't know. You can't be you can't be that animated and wear them colors without having dipped your stick in a little bit of everything. If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But because that fake Martin Luther King affect. He only got he only picked that shit up because he in it. And then again, he also in Atlanta. Okay, let's just be very honest about what goes on down there in Atlanta, Georgia.
Well,
okay?
Yeah, man.
And that's why, and that's the other reason why. That's the other reason why he's so worried about black women not bringing in the tithes and the offerings
That's crazy. That's something like that. I would ever, as a pastor, I would have never said.
Oh, especially the way he talked about.
Yeah, that was crazy. Listen, man, he came to Mount Vernon one time. He came over to oh my God, Pastor Pole Church in Mount Vernon, Greater Centennial, right? This was when me and my wife was members of Greater Centennial. Let me tell you something, man. He came, he preaching, he hooping and hollering, and they asked people to donate $100, right? So I'm sitting there, right? I'm side eyeing my wife. She going through a purse, right?
Oh,
she done pulled out a check, right? She writing. Man, I wanted to tackle her behind in the aisle. Woman, what are you doing? She went down there with all these other, and I'm sitting here. I'm like, are you serious? Like, are you serious? But I mean, that's the effect that they have on women in the black church. It's full of women. And the black men are in the street. Yeah. And the black church does not want to teach black men to be that man that these women can fall in love with, marry, and have children and live a godly covenant.
Why would he do that? Because see, listen. No. I'm gonna just say this right now. There is so much self-destructive. See, first off, Jamal Bryant is a communist. I'm gonna just come right out and say it. Jamal Bryant is a communist. No, I'm being very serious about that. I'm not joking. First off, if you look at it, you pay very close attention. Let me see if I can find his pulpit. Because see, I'm telling you, the man is a communist. And the reason why I say that, I'm just gonna start from his pulpit. Jamal Bryant pulpit. Because what you have to understand about this man.
I feel bad for them.
What you have to matter of fact, no, that's not a good shot of his pulpit. I want to show you what that man stands behind.
Well, I can't say anything about the women coming to my church.
This man stands behind. You're not able. Well, let me pull it up here. You're probably not able to see it. Oh, that's his wife.
Yeah, man, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
But look very closely, not at where she's drawn the attention to, because that dress is Jesus Christ. The pulpit up here in the matter of fact, let me get this off here because Lord knows that shit that get me demonetized. Lord Almighty.
Listen, man.
You are listening.
Hold on. I'm trying.
No first lady should be wearing no dress like that. I'm just.
Of course not. Of course not. Why would they?
I feel bad.
Hold on. No, here's a better shot. Here's a better picture. You see that right there? Okay. See how he's got. You see how he's got the cross,
right,
with the communist fist grabbing it.
Oh no! Oh yeah! Yeah.
He's a communist. I'm telling you right now, Jamal Bryant is a communist. Well, the man is. I know what I am talking about. The man is a communist.
Yeah, and Young Black Scholars Music said, and the cross is crooked.
And the cross is crooked, exactly. And the cross is crooked. Matter of fact, here we go. Just found it. Close that. Here we go. I just found it. Here's a better picture of it. Wait a minute. Hold on. Share that tab instead. And here we go. That right there.
Wow.
That right there. I'm sorry. Well, actually, no, I'm not sorry. That nigga's a communist.
You're absolutely right. That's a communist. That's a communist side. You're right.
The man is a charlatan. He is a liar. He is a fraud. He is somebody who, if you depending on what Bible you read, that man is going to receive the greatest of damnation. Because the one thing you don't do when it comes to God's children is lead them astray, pretending to be a man of the cloth. And it's been very profitable for Jamal Bryant over the years. Okay. The reason why preachers like Jamal Bryant and TD Pause Jakes, okay, and all these other ones, the reason why the reason why they don't talk to black men that they can't fuck is because that's what this is about.
Right.
Because they are communists. One of the tenets of communism, if you listen to Antonio Gramsci, one of Gramsci was a fascist, but it's all Marxism. Mm-hmm. Fascism is just much less subtle about what they want to do than communists are. Communists are very dishonest with them with other people, and they're dishonest mostly with themselves.
Right.
But Gramsci said one of the things they want to do, Black Lives Matter said this too, is they want to end the nuclear family.
Right.
They're trying to get rid of anything. They're trying to dismantle anything that is considered, quote, heteronormative.
That's right.
Anything that is heteronormative, ladies and gentlemen, is a problem. The fact that the fact that we have so many dysfunctional families, the fact that we have so many matrilineal families, matriarchal families in the black community, All black men are, if you listen to these pastors talk, if you listen to and if you listen to the angry lesbians of Black Lives Matter, if you listen to these people talk, all black men are is inconvenient dick and votes.
Yep, that's it.
Inconvenient dick and Democrat votes. I don't care what anybody says.
Exactly. No, you're absolutely right.
We are. That's all we are to the Democrat Party. That's all we are to these Democratic Socialists. The only difference is with these DSAs because the DSA as of 2021, the Democratic Socialists of America is 85% white. They are. It is 85% white, 85% rich. They ain't worried about black folk.
No,
Is when they can fuck and do slave play in the bedroom.
No, that's why I challenged Jamal Bowman and I challenged what's his name, the public advocate, Jamani Williams. I tagged them both and said, look, y'all Negroes need to come on Black Westchester. We got to talk about this DSA. Now I saw Jamani up at the Black and Latino caucus. Now I go up there. I go up there with Councilman Andre Wallace, you know, and I saw Jamani Williams up there. Now, before the whole DSA thing, when he ran for governor, I supported him heavily. I walked the streets with him throughout Westchester, right? And I even got, I just, you know, I stand firm on my beliefs. I got in the whole big argument with the NAACP and the whatever board they have that does the African Day at the Dam each year, right? Because at that time, at that time, Jamani was up there meeting people, walking around, taking pictures and stuff like that. So I had asked the people, I said, look, you got the public advocate here, man. Just let him get on stage. He's not going to talk any politics, but just let him get on stage. They said, no, he's not an elected official from Westchester County. But then they let Governor Hochul get on stage. Exactly. So I went off. I went off on Facebook, like 10,000 views, right? Because I just went off. How do you not let a black elected official speak to black people? Even though he agreed, he said, I'm not going to make it political. I'm just going to go up and say, what's up? right. You know, I'm going to say, hey, man, you know, I'm your public advocate down here. Yeah, blah, 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 right? But then he wasn't in the DSA then, so I know him, and he appreciated that. He appreciated all that. But when I saw him in Albany, and I said, yo, man, when you coming on the show? He's like, man, you be on DSA bad, brother. And I said, what the hell? I said, dude, what the hell that has to? Now I'm like, dude, what the hell that has to do with coming on the show? Ain't we black people? I said, dude, he said, well, you know, I'm DSA. Well, I said, well, I'm a black man first. I'm a black man first. I said, brother, I'm not going to make it, you know, adversarial. I just want you to come on the show. These Negroes don't want to come on the show. Jamal Bowman, I tagged him. Come on the show with that bullshit you talking.
Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Do you understand, brother? And I want to put this out here for everybody to hear. Everybody, listen to me very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. Communists, and I am going to echo the words of Vince Everett Ellison. Okay, communists do not compete for power. I'm gonna say that again. Communists do not compete for power. They literally believe that everything about the system that is, okay, the free markets. They believe that the free markets and the way that society has been going about for years and years, these people believe that this is a prison and it is oppressive, okay, that reality is oppressive. They believe this, right? And so when and because they believe so strongly that the way of doing things is wrong and evil and cruel and racist and white supremacist and everything else, to compete for power, to defend their beliefs on a stage publicly, is in itself white supremacy, is participating in white supremacy and racism. They believe that. They literally believe that you should drop everything, that you should simply stop what you're doing. We have to break the old system. We have to break the way we've been doing things, the way that things work. And you must immediately, because they've resulted in so many inequalities, or they don't even use equality anymore, because they believe in so much inequities, and because capitalism, I actually hate to use capitalism because it's a word that Marx created. They hate capitalism so much that to even participate in debates about capitalism is wrong. And they say you must, every time when somebody asks them very seriously, okay, so what, you rail about communism, you rail about this, you rail about, what is a viable solution? Oh, I don't know, just give me power. That's their response to everything, just give me power. And what happens when they get into power? They end up doing what young black scholars just did, was the Cloward Piven strategy. You want to see what Cloward Piven looks like, ladies and gentlemen, in the streets of New York? Go look at Flatbush Avenue right now.
Yeah.
The way that they are completely destroying streets.
Yeah.
For these bus lanes, everything else, because they don't want you driving, and they don't want you driving, they don't want you owning private property. They don't want that. They don't want blacks to have generational wealth, which is why they want first right of refusal to buy a home to go to one of their buddies in the nonprofit.
Exactly. That's insane.
It is. It absolutely is. And and bro, like, I know somebody right now who could, like, I'm actually hoping they don't sell, and I can't stand this person. I hope they don't sell. Because the one thing better for no property to go to one of these fucking nonprofits, because that's what's going to happen. It's of private property by another name. But I want to talk about a race that's been going on that went down in Florida, because you were mentioning something about that.
Right.
Okay. Debbie Wasserman Schultz won this race. Yeah. You had all these black folk, and I was trying to find this article, and the Gleaner.
Listen, black politics is over, bro. We can't even win in our own black district. It's done. It's done. Black politics can't save us.
Now, I do want to go over some things, right? Because who are the candidates?
It was Uncle Luke.
You had Luther Campbell, two-line crew, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
Luther Campbell. You had that shirtfulest McCormick lady, because didn't she run again?
I think so. I gotta find the list. I had it.
Yeah. Please find that list. Please find that list. In fact, I'm gonna take a quick break while you look for that list, because I'm old. So you look for that list, and I'm going to just play this real quick to give you some time. Be right back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Apostate Radio, episode 65.
Lil' Mamdani, big mouth and call me. Free bus and rent freeze. These nuts done been squeezed. They want socialism, so he gives them bogus visions. No prescriptions, just open the door to homeless crackheads coasting with him. His auntie lost her hijab off when Bin Laden launched a jihad. She's the victim of the most awfulest odds, but she doesn't exist. Awfully odd. If you wanna elect a liar, go ahead, that's fine by me. But when that city is burning down, understand that nothing's free. Lil' Mamdani, that's my commie. My new daddy who takes care of me. Lil' Mamdani, that's my commie. Who promises I will be free. Lil' Mamdani, that's my commie. My new daddy who takes care of me. Lil' Mamdani, that's my commie. He will make everything. Lil' Mamdani. New York City zombies, they want higher minimum wage. Wanna know why we don't just give it away. He's just a good person. Don't like it, then you can dig in the dirt then, or hitch a ride on the subway and get murdered for your skin. She didn't deserve this. If you wanna elect a liar, go ahead, that's fine by me. But when that city is burning down, understand that nothing's free. Lil' Mamdani, that's my commie. My new daddy who takes care of me. Lil' Mamdani, that's my commie. Who promises I will be free. Lil' Mamdani, that's my commie. My new daddy who takes care of me. Lil' Mamdani, that's my commie. He will make everything free.
Yo, where the hell did you get that song from, man?
Shout to the absolutely incomparable Logan Lansing. That is from his album Factory Reset. Crazy System Reset. That song and a few other songs he's made are absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Logan Lansing, shout to him. I got to get him back on the show. But you got the list.
Yeah, I got the list. So it's Debbie Wasserman Schultz. It was Luther, Uncle Luke, right? We already know who he is, rapper, entertainer, right?
You old as shit if you know who Luther Campbell or Two Live Crew is.
Exactly. Shafillis McCormick.
Right.
She was a former congressman.
Stole PPP money.
Who had, she did? Jesus.
Yeah, that was hard.
Who had represented the 20th district. Dale Holness, a former Broward County mayor and county commissioner, and Elijah Manley, a progressive activist and educator. So
Elijah Manley.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look at that name up.
So this is what's crazy. It says the black candidates combined received 54.6% of the vote. Wasserman Schultz won with 45.3%. These Negroes couldn't come together and decide that one person run against her.
Wow. Hold on. I'm just looking.
Dale Holness had the most at 23.1%. Elijah Manley had 13.9%. Sheila McCormick had 9.2%. Luther Campbell had 8.4%. So in the effort to keep that district black, the black politics were the dysfunctional black politics is the ones that gave it away. So, you know,
So,
that's insane.
So first off, you have no idea how much shit is going is in that whole race. And let me tell you something. I absolutely am loving the fact that Dale Holness lost. First off, let's talk about some things. Okay. Sherry Sherfilis McCormick, right? Stole PPP money and resigned from Congress. He resigned from Congress as because over that. Okay. I don't know why my audio is low. I don't know why my audio is low. I'm turning up my gain. Hold on. Let me turn up my gain real quick to see what happens. How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I got my gain up to like 68% now. I don't know if I hope you can hear me. I got it to 66. Anyways, yeah. So same. I don't know why my audio is low. I don't know why that is. I'm not muted. Yeah, I'm not muted at all. Okay. So, okay, cool. All right. So Sherry Sherfilis McCormick actually beat Dale Holness before by 5 votes. 5 votes. Now, 2 years ago, I had a conversation with Dale Holness. I won't say how I know him, but he knows me. I know him. And we both know how we know each other. Right. And I remember having a conversation with him in a car 2 years ago. And I told that man, I said, there is something fundamentally wrong with the Democratic Party. We had a nice long car ride too. When I had this conversation with him, I tried to tell him this is 2024. I saw what was going on, but then again, I saw where the Democrat Party was going like back in 2021 after the Afghanistan withdrawal. Okay. And I told that motherfucker with that party. I told him that they were done with black people. I said that to him. I said that to you, Dale. I did. And then you go and decide you want one more bite of the apple. You want one more chance at greatness. Because the thing about niggas, right? The thing about niggas is that, and really the problem with politics in general is that it's no longer about service to constituents. You say it's not about actually doing what's good for the people who are the people. It's not about representing their districts. It's about ego. It's about being on TV. It's about holding power over people. It's about honestly, it's about some Machiavellian power games so that you can get back, so that people, so that you can maneuver your way into a little bit more money, into a little bit more control, a little bit of a higher paying job within the Democrat Party, because they already operate like a communist fucking system. Exactly. They already been operating like communists. I told my wife today, I said, there is no functional difference between the Democrats and the DSA. She don't know what to say. I said that. So it doesn't surprise me that a guy like Dale Holness would go for one more bite of the apple, because this is third time running for office and third time losing. Okay. He run for office and loses and ends up losing right next to the bitch he lost to by 5 votes.
Yeah, exactly.
How you like that?
Let me ask you a question.
Told this motherfucker that something was wrong with the Democrat Party.
Who did
Fundamentally wrong.
Who did the Democrat Party? Who was the candidate for the party?
What you mean?
So usually, I mean, in New York, let's say somebody's running, and the Democratic City Committee will pick the candidate, unless they didn't endorse it. In New York, like in New York, right? You're running for mayor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you have 2 city council people and the mayor that's in office, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Democratic City, the delegates, right, will vote for who would be the Democratic candidate in that primary that they're supporting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that person will be on the Democratic ticket. Now, I'm not sure if they just let them all run, like some Democratic City committees said, look, we ain't endorsing nobody. Y'all just go out and may the best man win. But
You want to know my honest opinion about that? Who the Democrat, who like the actual party candidate was?
Right.
Debbie Washburn Schultz.
Yeah.
I tell you that. Like, listen, I don't know. The reason why is because she's the one who's been there before. She's the one that's got the most experience, right?
And the most money.
Most money, right? Because that automatically outweighs everything.
Exactly.
That outweighs everything.
Exactly.
Is who got the most money in these races.
Right.
That outweighs anything. Okay. So, and the fact that nobody told any of them niggas.
Exactly.
Nobody told any of them niggas that maybe, just maybe, it's not a good idea to run and give this white lady a plurality. Because that's how Zohran won.
Right. Through that ranked choice voting.
Fuck all that. He blew out Andrew Cuomo in that primary. He didn't even need ranked choice voting. In the plurality. Hold on. I'm talking about the plurality involving Cuomo, because remember he ran as an independent.
Right.
Cuomo, fuck Curtis Sliwa, and Zohran. Because remember, last year the fight was something like, we can't have this plurality.
Right.
Okay. We can't have this plurality. Well, Adams didn't win. Adams ended up dropping out.
Right.
But he ended up, because he started to run as an independent, and then people was looking at him like, really? And then he got out. He got behind Cuomo. He got behind Cuomo. So you had Cuomo, you had fuck Sliwa, and then you had Zohran. And Sliwa was so allegedly consumed with hatred for Andrew Cuomo that he decided to keep running, that decided to stay in the race. And then all of a sudden, after Zohran wins, you see Curtis Sliwa making videos with fucking Zohran talking about playing doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
In them fucking videos, and Sliwa's looking around like, no, I didn't mean to. Like, what are you talking about? We was just messing around. I bet you fucking were. However much money you got for
exactly, but it goes back to
traitorous bitch.
Exactly, but it goes back to the Republican Party.
Hold on a second. And see, I had Sliwa on my show.
Seriously,
I had Sliwa on my show, bro. And shout to Summit 68 for hosting us. That was the one and only show that we've done in studio. We did it last year. We had Sliwa in there, and Sliwa did about 3 hours with us. You would have gone longer than that. But we had him on that show, and let me tell you something. That was the most substance-less interview of a politician I've ever done.
Really?
I tried to ask him serious questions about what would he do about the bike lanes and the planter pots and all that going on in going on in New York City. He wouldn't give any substantive answers whatsoever. But you smiling and taking pictures outside with the people them at Zohran's inauguration. You out there pretending to be a man of the people after you with Zohran's money in your bank account, allegedly. Ain't nobody rocking with you no more, Curtis. Fucking
but
Anyways,
I also blame the Republican state leadership. They should have made him. They should have. See, this is why I don't understand what is going on with the Republican Party in New York State. Because they have the advantage on they really have the advantage against Hochul, because many of our issues in New York State has nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the laws that came out of Albany under her watch.
Yep.
And they're not even pushing that, and they're not even making sure that those talking points. And they're not even pushing delegates out, those that are able to be in front of the camera to push Blakeman. Like, I'm like, yo, y'all don't want to win. And I wrote an article. Like, y'all don't want to win. Y'all do not. They do not want to win. And when this other issue come out about his campaign manager, he's done. Right. So sooner or later, you can't do, like, the Democrats literally destroyed the Independence Party. They destroyed it, and then they passed a law that you cannot have a political party in New York State that has independent or independence in the name. They literally passed a state law. Now, I know the late Democratic chairman of Westchester County, I believe he was behind it, because when you look at the legislation and you look at the reason why, he was saying that 15 years ago, that people were getting confused when they register the vote. They said, well, they think they was registering as an independent, but they registered in the Independence Party. Now, Dr. Cavallo at that time, who was the chair of the Westchester Independence Party, he said that was bullshit. He said, because every year we send out mailers to say, hey, listen, did you want to register as an independent, or you wanted to register in the Independence Party? Check yes or no. If you check no, we're going to take you off the roll. Right?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious, bro. These Democrats, and there's those that I've known for, Andrew Stewart Cousins. She's close friends to my family. I've known her majority of my life, right? And I've come to her defense when they tried to attack her on certain things. But under the Democratic leadership in Albany, they talk about democracy. They destroyed the third parties in New York. The Democrats did.
Yeah.
They destroyed the third parties. And Dr. Cavallo was the worst, because the Democrats and Republicans tried to re-register in the Westchester Independence Party to vote him out. He caught it, and he went to go to court and kick off like 5,000 people off of the roll of the Independence Party, because they were Republicans and Democrats that re-registered. Yo, it's crazy. And this is real talk. You could Google it. It's up in the papers. Like they literally destroyed democracy because they just wanted a two-party. They wanted a two-party state, and the only ones that's left is the Working Families Party. First of all, what they did with that too. Now, if you're a political party, every governor's election, you have to get whatever your candidate is. At first, it was 50,000 votes in the state to remain a third party. Do you know these Democrats increased it to 150,000?
Jeez.
So I sit back, man, and I say, yo, y'all not about no democracy. Y'all just about power.
That's it. That's it.
Westchester County, Westchester Magazine labeled Doc Cavallo the most powerful man in Westchester. Why? Because he had the Independence Party. Whoever he chooses was the one that was going to win because the Independence Party block vote. So they plotted to take him out, take the party out. And then they sealed the deal with the legislation that the Independence Party could never even come back in New York because they said independence and independent can never be in the name of a third party in New York.
Oh my God.
Yo, dude, it's crazy. And
Absolutely that's unforgivable.
Exactly.
That's
and I sit
unforgivable.
right. And I sit back and I say, wow, these people are diabolical. They're diabolical.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Exactly. Exactly. And this is where we at. But people don't talk about it. Unfortunately, the masses don't know what's going on.
Nope.
They just, look, a lot of people is just trying to survive. They're trying to pay their bills every month, not go into foreclosure. you understand? Not have their right. Not have their car repoed, right? Paying these high ass surcharges on Easy Pass.
Bro,
right?
They could win. Republicans could win
just on Easy Pass.
Easy Pass alone. My wife and I were just talking about that a few hours ago. How Easy Pass now, they're taking people's registrations, man.
Yeah.
They're taking people's registrations behind this.
Yeah.
And it don't even pay. And this is the other crazy thing. It don't even pay to, like, when you rent a car, right? You rent from Budget to Avis. And they try to they do this thing where they're like, well, we'll let you prepay your tolls, right? It's like $20-some a day. The problem is they still take those tolls out on top of that $20-some per day that they're charging you.
Wow.
Right? And it's just like, Easy Pass right now, these states that are getting money from Easy Pass. I know New York has to be one of the worst offenders, but the shit that they're doing right now with Easy Pass is absolutely diabolical. And I think the only reason why it's even happening this way is because it's making car ownership prohibitively expensive.
Right. Absolutely.
You just said it, right? If I'm already paying 20-some% interest on a car note, the average car note in America right now is like $1,000, like $1,100.
Exactly.
Crazy. That's even before you get to insurance.
Exactly.
So we're saying, like, on average, let's say insurance is like another $200-300. It ain't like that. It ain't like it for us here in Westchester, to be honest. Even though Westchester has better premiums than, say, the boroughs. But let's just say you're paying $1,400 a month on average for note and insurance, plus gas, and then tolls. And you could literally lose your car
Mhm.
over not having your over not paying your easy pay, and and the amount of fees that get rung up with the amount of fees that get
The
rung
fee,
up.
listen. I gotta send about $1,000 now, right? Because just to keep from them. I mean, it's insane. It's
Yep.
literally, it's at this point, it is literally insane what you have to do, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody. The Republicans ain't talking about it. The people that vote for these stupid ass Democrats ain't asking questions.
Nope.
Like, you
Because
got to be kidding me. And they talk, oh, affordability. Well, then fix the goddamn Easy Pass.
that's literally all you'd have to do. That's literally all you would have to do. Fix Easy Pass. Fix the Easy Pass issue. That's it.
And I'm trying to. There's a young lady. I'm not sure if she's Assemblyman or Senate. She has a bill to fix it, where you're not penalized. The first 30 days turns into $50, and then next thing you know, a $1.25 toll is costing you $100.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
so there's a sister. There's a, I don't know what branch, but she has a bill, and I have to look it up because I want to bring on the show because these, instead of talking about Trump, these are the issues Black people should be talking about. And people tell me, well, Damon, you don't talk about Republicans. I said, because the Republicans ain't in charge of the laws in New York State.
They don't run anything.
Exactly. What the fuck am I talking about Republicans for?
Thank you.
Like, I don't understand it, brother. I don't understand it.
I've had to explain this exact same thing to so many other Black people, including some I am very, very close with. I do not talk about Republicans in the state of New York. I am not going to blame Republicans for anything except not offering serious choices for elected office. But
right.
I mean, let's be clear.
Right.
Because they don't offer good choices.
No.
Okay? The Republican Party do not want to be responsible for anything. They don't want to be responsible for anything. I still, if you know Athena Clark, I am trying to reach out to you. If you ever see this, I want to have you on the show. Athena Clark ran for city council as a Republican representing Canarsie, Brooklyn. The Republican Party barely even acknowledged this woman.
Wow.
Barely even acknowledge this woman. As many of these same ass Democrats run all over the boroughs unopposed. I'll never forget the last time I voted in Brooklyn. I had a special election. I think it was in 2023 or 2024. Well, I voted before then, obviously. I voted after that, obviously. But I'm talking about there was a special election in Brownsville where I lived, and I'll never forget the city council member was running unopposed. They'll run the same Democrats year in, year out without any fail, no exceptions. Republicans will not go into these places and offer an alternative. It's almost like there's a and that's what I really want folk to be careful about when it comes to Bruce Blakeman.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to be very careful about when it comes to him, because seriously, I mean, granted, if you vote, you should vote for Blakeman because the current governor wants to be in the seat till 2036. and she already thinks that young black kids in the Bronx don't know what a
No,
computer
no, no, no,
is.
no.
Okay,
Right.
but this is what this is what I'm talking about, Dame. I'm gonna show you something on Instagram. This young lady, I saw she put out a video about Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn. I want to share this with you. I want to share this with my audience because she's standing right over there by the Barclays Center, and in awe of how fucked up this is. Just take a look.
Were a good idea. These new bus lanes, having the buses drive in the middle of the street, has been the biggest bust for business and people who drive cars. The businesses here have been reporting that they cannot get customers. They have to drive around. There's no place for them to park. And in addition to that, it has just been a traffic nightmare. Let me show you what this design looks like, because from the outside looking in, it ain't a good idea.
As you can see right here, one car has gone into the wrong lane on Flatbush Avenue. They don't even know where to turn, which lane is which. It happens all the time ever since these new bus lanes were redesigned. Also, these businesses are suffering from not having foot traffic. You can't park and grab a pizza anymore. You can't do anything because of the rerouting of traffic. So the pizza shop owner, the gym, everyone has been complaining about the loss and complete slowdown of business. This leaves us to wonder who really created these bus lanes and why they did not consider the impact that it would have, not just only to drivers and people who drive in New York, but to small business owners.
Wow.
According to the Department of Transportation, the reconstruction of Flatbush Avenue between Livingston Street in downtown Brooklyn all the way to Grand Army Plaza is so that buses would not compete with cars and trucks to move traffic and get bus passengers where they need to go. The city claims nearly 60% of households along Flatbush Avenue do not have access to private vehicles, meaning improving bus service is not just a conversation, but it's a necessity. Okay. My argument is that Flatbush Avenue is not just for the residents that live on Flatbush Avenue. Flatbush Avenue is for Brooklyn, New York. So yes, maybe the residents that live there don't have vehicles, but there are many other New Yorkers and Brooklynites that do have vehicles and have to drive on Flatbush Avenue.
In Flatbush, I'm your girl B, and as always, this is the news you can use.
Yo, that's insane, bro. That's insane. That is insane. That is insane. Hey, listen, man. They should be addressing that. Blakeman should be out there addressing that. He should be addressing all these issues. And as governor, this is what I will not let happen as governor. You know, and you know what, and you know what's also sad is that even when the Republicans had a black, you remember Joe Pinion?
I do. I know Joe.
Listen. He had 42% against Schumer. And they did not even build on that. They did not, and at that time he lived in Yonkers. You could have ran him. You could have ran him against King. I mean, King Jenkins is my man, but competition is great.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? The Republican Party in New York is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's a piece of shit. And they don't even care to reaching out. You're supposed to expand your base. One thing Trump did, whether you like Trump or you don't like Trump, he expanded the base of the Republicans.
Yep.
And these people in New York, with everything that's going on. Now, I'm up here in Orange County, New York. Every black person that I thought was a Democrat was a Republican. Right? Because I told my wife, this is lady running up here for full-time city manager, right? Or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, wow. I told my wife, I said, damn, she looked like an older you, right? She got the eyelashes, and my wife be doing. I said, she remind me of an older you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I started following her. I said, oh my gosh, she's a Republican. I called my wife. I said, you understand what I'm saying? But none of that stuff is happening up here. None of that DSA shit is happening in Orange County. It's not going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Republicans had Joe opinion. They did not build on Joe, because I saw the debate with him and Schumer. He rocked Schumer. He rocked his world.
Yep.
And the Republicans didn't build on that, because in Westchester, they just worried about making sure their circle got jobs.
That's it.
And that has to break, man. I know whatchamacallit is the new vice chair. What's the from Yonkers? The Westchester, he's the city councilman. No, he's the county legislator. He's the only Republican on the county legislative board.
Jeez.
Which historically it used to be balanced. It used to be balanced.
That's insane. That's insane. Hold on a second. I gotta address this. I gotta address something real quick. Dickie Boy Peanuts. Cecil is fat. Okay.
Who's Cecil?
Cecil is a guy whose show I was on a couple weeks ago. I was on his Rumble show a couple weeks ago. And Cecil, and shout to Cecil, right? Shout to Cecil. Great guy. I had a fucking blast on his show. But I do not look like that guy. I do not look like Cecil. I don't know where the fuck you're getting that from, but I do not look like him. You shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is. It's all in good fun. I know who he is. He's a cool guy. Thank you for supporting the show. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Republicans don't want to win. Like you said, all they want is just get everybody jobs. And then on top of that, and what are the odds?
But the odds, they're not going to win.
Good to see you, man.
Republicans is not going to win. They don't want to win. They're not expanding their base.
No,
they're not reaching out to blacks and Hispanics. I mean, Trump won the Bronx because of the Hispanics.
Yep, exactly. But I want to talk about the Bronx. I want to talk about our mutual friend.
Yeah, and then after that, I gotta go.
Yeah, me too. I gotta get out of here too. And by the way, it's been a pleasure having you, brother.
Nah, man, thank you, bro. You know you got to come back on the show, man.
Brother, just listen.
Whenever you're ready.
Listen, I'm always down. You got to name the date because with my work schedule.
Yeah.
I got to talk to you about that offline. But yeah, I want to talk about this. Lattina Brown was I don't know who this dude is. I don't know what's going on here, but apparently she was threatened by somebody within the Bronx GOP.
Right.
This guy, hold on, let me go here to this. Mike Rendino. Okay. Keep my fucking sister's name out of your mouth. Do you know what's like? Because this is what I wanted to have Lattina on the show, and we were going to talk about this, and unfortunately, she had something come up and she couldn't make it tonight. What do you know about this? And what exactly is happening with this, and why are the Bronx GOP doing this shit to this woman?
Well, I think it has to do with another candidate that Sammy Ravallo is involved, right? Now,
Who is
I
Sammy Ravello?
he's in the Dominican GOP, I believe, right?
Mhm.
And it's being a candidate. Like I'm still getting the bits and pieces and putting it together myself. But what I did with Lattina, and then she put me in touch with from the conservative party that he threatened him to. So I put Lattina in touch with somebody that I know from the conservative party, you know. And I don't like I follow protocol. I'm not if I know the leaders in a party, I don't talk to somebody unless I talk to the leader. Like, hey, listen, this is what's going on. I'm letting you know, this is going on. So we sat down with someone over the phone, me, Latina, and him, and she explained everything to what's going on. So now he's looking into it. But I think, and I also sent word to people that was close to Bruce Blakeman's camp. Like, listen, you need to talk to your campaign manager. Before this becomes a real problem. Now, I know Latina's getting other paperwork, and as a journalist, I told her, I said, I need all the paperwork.
Of course.
Because when we put this out here, it's gonna blow up. But also, I don't think Bruce Blakeman himself is involved in it, but we give him an opportunity to correct his campaign manager and correct his campaign, because this will hurt this will definitely hurt his campaign. This will definitely hurt. Yeah.
It will.
So,
There's no question that this is going to hurt his campaign. I mean, my issue with Blakeman again was the fact is the same as all like we've been talking about all night. They don't want to be responsible. It's like Democrats don't want to compete for power, and that's fine, because Republicans don't want to compete or don't want to be responsible for it either.
No.
So of course, so it all works out that way. It all works out. I do want to have Latino on the show.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Saying my mic is quiet. Why nobody's hearing my mic? I don't understand why that is. It's not muted.
Listen, I had that problem last week with StreamYard, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I gotta listen. StreamYard's having a lot. Like StreamYard's adding a lot of features, but it's getting a little expensive. And so I got
it is.
But one last thing. Billy says the Democrats are vicious monsters. The Republicans are stupid cowards. Yes,
I believe it. I believe it.
Absolutely. Dame, what can you my gain is lower. I turned my gain up. What the hell? My gain is up to 72 right now. 72. Like I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going on. Let me turn it down to 63. There we go. Hopefully that's a little bit better. But anyways, I'm still playing. I'm still. Damon's hotter than you. Fuck you.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, I appreciate that. Whatever that means.
Right. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Let the people know where they can find you, brother.
You could go to blackwestchester.com and check out our online newspaper. We're coming out with the anniversary e-paper in a couple of weeks. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Damon K. Jones, and at Black Westchester. That's where all our shows are. Our Sunday shows, and you can check out the publisher's desk throughout the week, I put up videos discussing issues, the news with the Black point of view. So definitely follow. I give the fire equally: Democrats, Republicans, Independents, male, female. Everybody. If you're gonna get heat, you're gonna get it equally. So I'm not just attacking Democrats. I address Republicans, but I mostly talk about empowering ourselves, Black people empowering ourselves in the political process, and holding elected officials, but especially Black elected officials, accountable.
Yes. Yeah, because here's the thing, folks. You don't want to get to the point where you Pastor Manning. I love Pastor Manning.
Yo,
I'll never, bro. He praying for the vaporizer. He praying for God to vaporize all Black. But you don't want to get to that point, folks.
Yo, Pastor Manning is insane.
That you know what? I would love to have him on the show one time. I think you know what? He might come.
Man, you had Tim Black on the show, man. That's my hero, man. You got to let him know, man. That's my hero, bro.
Oh, we'll do. I'm gonna let him on. Matter of fact, I want to have him back on. Because Tim's a good brother. Tim's a very good brother.
Yeah,
and he's more than welcome to come on the show. I think being in community with good, with strong Black men is a very, very, very tough thing these days. And especially, because like one party wants us all to be bitch made, and the other party, I can't even say anything about Republicans, because Republicans actually, it's like if they're not scared of the hood, and I mean, let's be honest, reason be scared, but it's like once you get out there, like once you, like on an individual level, I actually like Republicans better for Black people.
Well, listen. If we're talking,
or at least the principles of the party.
Exactly. If we're talking generational wealth, if we're talking building communities, if we're talking doing for ourselves and establishing businesses, I'm sorry, the Democrats is not the way to go. We've done that, and look at the outcomes of Black communities. We did it already, right? So you can't sit here and tell me. And you know what's sad? Here's a sad thing. And I got to get out of here, but we could talk all night. But here's a sad thing: the Trump accounts, right? The Trump accounts that if you have a baby between now 2026 and I think 2028, you sign up to the Trump accounts, and they give you $1,000 to start off. It's like a 401k, right? Free money, right? And if you put in, by the time your kids get 18 or 21, they'll have close to $500,000, right?
Guess what? If the Lord blesses me and Kareen with a child, I will be signing our child up for a Trump account.
Exactly. But here's the thing. This is how who has more babies? Black people or white people? We do.
Kind of hard to say because we both below a replacement rate.
Yeah, right. But that's a way to get generational wealth and the way to empower the next generation with some money, whether they could go to college or they could start a business or they could take that money and to put it into stock markets or buy a house, because those are the three ways to build generational wealth: real estate, stock, or entrepreneurship. So now you're ahead of the game, but guess what? Punk ass Jamal Bryant ain't talking about the Trump accounts. Our Black leaders ain't talking about the Trump accounts to get these young single mothers that they could start saving, and instead of spending $10,000 on a baby shower, put it in the Trump account.
Yep. Man, I want to hear that, because guess what? One, a young Black scholar said it, just because it has Trump's name on it.
Yep, exactly.
I would disagree. If it was called an Obama account, they'd say Barry walked away. But here's the thing. Barack Obama would add the caveat that if you had a black son, he should find a gay friend by the age.
Exactly. Oh my God! No, I got to get off this show, man. You're gonna keep me in for another 20 minutes.
Game.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother, for coming on with us. I really appreciate it. That's our show for tonight, folks. Thank you for joining us for episode 65. This has been great time. Thank y'all for joining us. I will let you know when the next show will be. Next Sunday, no show. However, I am working on a show for either September 1st or September 2nd. Trying to get that together for you. More details to follow. Thank y'all so much. Have a great night.
Peace out.
Week.
Posting pics with the Bolsheviks, their enemies who vote for it. Open up the border, let the boats with the homeless in. Never trust a commie. Never trust a commie. Never trust a commie. Congratulate Mr. Mamdani. Never trust the communists. Never trust the promises. If you vote for it, you won't forget the consequence. Never trust the communists. Never trust the promises. If you vote for it, you won't forget the consequence. Cheers to the champagne socialists. No regret when they vote them in. So intense when they sold us in. Bodies on the floor, they don't notice them. None of you heard about the gulag. Stop for their food farms, barred in the gulags. The train left the station with a choo-choo. Nothing worse than the smile when they shoot you. Never trust a commie. Never trust a commie. Never trust a commie. Let's congratulate Mr. Mamdani. Never trust the communists. Never trust the promises. If you vote for it, you won't forget the cons. Never trust the communists. Never trust the promises. If you vote for it, you won't forget the cons.